Right, I'll give it another minute and I'll start the record and introduce you, Bobby, and we can go into the Front Fans project. It was
Great.
very enjoyable reading the white paper today. Very impressed.
Glad you like it. Okay, I'm also just getting set up. And then
Yeah, we have the live stream up and running for everybody on YouTube as well. And we're going to be muting the chat when we get started here, guys. So we'll post all the socials there. If anybody's, super excited, wants to learn more while we're chatting here, you can just visit the official links. There's a lot of info there. And I believe we have some prizes towards the end. So don't be afraid to jump in, participate or... Yeah, if you're interested about something, raise your hand, because we always make it a rule towards the second half of the AMA to take some community questions, so we'll do that.
Okay, if you're ready, Bobby, I can start the recording.
Yep.
Okay, good afternoon to the Wellcoin Talk community. Today we have an AMA with Front Fans. Front Fans is a Web3 content sharing platform built on the Polygon network. It's built for creators. It's built by creators for creators, should I say. Rosie Sin's the co-founder and CEO, and Stacey Carla is a co-founder and CMO. And here today to speak for the project is Bobby. So Bobby, if we could just maybe start with a bit of background on the core team, and then we can go into the Front Fans project.
Yeah. Thanks, first of all, for having me. I'm super excited to be here and to talk to you guys about our awesome project. So the core team, as you just said, is Rosie Sin and also Stacey Carla. Those are the two founders. And they are both from the industry, so they have more than 20 years of experience in the adult content creation industry. As you might have imagined, they are quite big on for example, we're quite big on OnlyFans and websites like that. And so I'm a bit of more for marketing. I have a marketing background, and yeah, I'm doing these AMAs. I'm doing lots of stuff to just spread the word about this awesome project. But as you will hear later, marketing is also something that we're very happy about because it's quite neatly tied into the core project itself. So, yep, that's the core team.
Bobby, yeah. So if we can go into the Front Fans Web3 content sharing platform, what's planned for creators and users and fans on there?
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be completely based on Web3. The token itself is going to be based on Polygon, and so the general idea of the platform is to just give more ownership back to the creators, because as you might have heard, for example, with OnlyFans, there have been some problems. People just getting, let's say, canceled or just getting chargebacks or whatever. And we want to make sure that the people who work on these platforms, or on our platform in particular, are actually getting the money that they deserve and are actually getting paid whatever they have earned. And so the approach to do it in a decentralized manner was sort of the first idea that came to mind, and we've been working ever since to make the project just very approachable for the creators, but also give them a lot of ownership, a lot of self-control or control for themselves, so that they are not in sort of like a top-down platform, but it's more like a collective, or whatever you want to call it. So they have ownership about their work and also their work product and their earnings.
One of the great features I saw on the white paper is to use Front Fans. You simply need a Polygon wallet address. No account, email, or credit card is needed to set up. So it's
Exactly.
great that you can do that. Compared to everyone sort of spying and following you around and selling your content to third parties.
Exactly, and that's obviously not only a very good thing for the creators, but also for the users. So we have, you could say, we have the first truly anonymous adult platform, because you only need a wallet address and that's it. Now, obviously, if you want, you can customize your profile and all that stuff. So maybe you want the people to know who you are, or for example, you want your creator to recognize you when you come into the chat or whatever. So you can do that if you want. But if you don't want that, then you don't need an email address, you don't need a phone number, you don't even need a credit card to make payments. So nobody will find out if you don't want anybody to find out. So yeah, that's obviously something we're looking forward to, like this truly anonymous platform.
And you've got some's going to be subscription-based content and 5 membership levels. We go over that and what's going to be done with the profits from the platform. Will it be like buyback and burns and marketing? Will that be useful?
Yeah, so there's obviously going to be sort of like you could say sort of like with Patreon, where you have these subscriptions and you get specific content, and then also there's going to be obviously other stuff you can do on the platform, like you can give your creator you can give them tips that are going to be fully made in Ethereum, probably, like it's going to be the Ethereum on the Polygon blockchain. And then you can buy merchandise from them. You will be able to buy NFTs from them. So there's all kinds of stuff that you can do on the platform to support your creator, to get into a bit of a more like intimate relationship with them. You can obviously buy access to, for example, their inbox, so you can message with them, and all of that good stuff. So what was the second part of your question again? Sorry.
About the 5 membership levels and subscription based, I think I was asking. Yeah.
All right. So the membership levels are gonna be perfect for people who want to make a lot of transaction on the platform, because the more fans token you hold, the more discounts you get. So these discounts can be for merchandise, they can be for the fee you have to pay for transactions on the platform. So there's really an incentive for people who use the platform. Although most of the payments themselves are going to be made in ETH, because it's just a more approachable and widely available and known coin. If you hold fans token, you're going to be eligible for all sorts of discounts, for benefits, and all that good stuff. So the more you hold, the more you're gonna get as a discount. And then obviously there's gonna be a burn rate. So there's gonna be a 5% fee on these transactions, and 1.25% of them are burned, and 3.75 go to the company. And obviously that money is going to go into developing the project, marketing, and all that stuff. But as I said, marketing is sort of a whole different thing for itself. But yeah.
Okay, awesome, Bobby. And creators can mint their own tokens as well. So you're going to have a mint on the website or on the platform function for tokens.
Right. So this is something we're very excited about, because in addition to the platform being built on the Polygon blockchain, we actually envision to build sort of our own blockchain. So then it's going to be the front fence blockchain, and on top of that, the creators will be able to mint their own tokens. So these you can imagine them sort of like these fan tokens we've seen for example football clubs or something like that. And then you can the creator herself or himself can decide what these tokens do. So as I said, we want to give them as much ownership as possible. And so if they have these tokens that they can mint their own, they can decide their own what they will do, what benefits do people get that hold them, burn mechanisms, and all that stuff. So that's something we're really excited about, because it goes right back to the core idea of giving these creators back so much more ownership, as opposed to Web2 platforms, where they are more or less wage slaves and just very, very dependent on the project itself to make the right decisions. And we want them to be able to make their own decisions.
Okay, great, Bobby. And are you planning an NFT marketplace for creators to mint NFTs as well?
Right. So obviously we've been working on this project a long time, and we saw quite early that NFTs are going to be big, and we wanted to incorporate it into the platform. And we also think that in all this, especially in the adult creator scene, there's a lot of problems with stolen content and all that stuff. And so we sort of wanna solve that by utilizing NFTs, because that's real digital ownership, right? And so if you buy an NFT from your creator, you can actually prove that it's the real deal, right? It's not just like a screenshot or whatever, but you actually own a part of their working, a part of their art, a part of what they have done. And so that's something that I think a lot of people are going to be very excited about. And obviously there's going to be a marketplace where you can also trade it, and particularly if you think that a creator that you've known for a while, and maybe she's not that known yet in the general or wider public, maybe you think, well, her NFTs are going to be worth a lot in the future, then obviously that's a great investment opportunity as well for you.
For creators, will there be like their own chat rooms where they can have their fans or users interacting?
Yes, definitely. So that would possibly be one benefit of holding their token, that you get access to specific chat rooms, or it could also be a benefit or a utility of their NFT, right? So that it's sort of like a ticket of entry for their chat room. So we are really excited about what the creators will do with this newfound freedom that we offer them on the platform. So that these chat rooms are obviously something that a lot of people are going to be excited about. Yeah.
When the platform goes live, you've got over 400 creators with a social reach of over 32 million followers. So many of the creators are already going to be ambassadors and promoters of the platform.
Yeah. So actually, we already have these 400 creators signed up, and I actually think that might be an older figure. I think that's from that last week or something, because we're constantly signing up new creators. But that's the one we're going to stick with right now, because I don't actually have a new exact number for you. So let's just say over 400 creators we've already signed up. They have over 30 million fans on all types of social media. And so we're very excited that we also have, for example, we have 10 of the top 1% of content creators. So we have, for example, Sonia Ahmad, who has 3.2 million followers on Instagram. We have Swedish Bella, who has 2.4 million followers. Anna Espinola, 1.5 million followers, and the list goes on and on. And so a few of them will be ambassadors, and but all of them will sort of be, let's say, unofficial ambassadors, because that's the marketing side that I wanted to mention earlier, is that obviously they're going to have a big incentive to utilize their reach and their followings on social media to advertise their own new profile on the platform. So that's where I think a lot of hype will come from, and a lot of new users will come from to the platform. It's just simply the followings and the followers of these creators. And so you could say that our core product is obviously the creators, and the marketing is very, very, very neatly tied into that.
What's your charges for the platform compared to your competitors?
So we charge a lot less from what the other platforms charge. So there's obviously there's a lot of platforms, so I can't really say an exact number, but we're up to like 70-80% cheaper for the creators in comparison to traditional platforms. So that's a lot. I mean, that's just money that just stays in the pocket of the creators, because they've earned it, right? We're just putting the platform together. Obviously, this goes together with like a lot of monetary investment and a lot of time that we put into it. So we do get paid for it. But in the end, we think that the people who should get the biggest piece of the pie are the people who actually work on the platform and who make the content that the people sign up for, right?
Yeah, and with the 5 membership levels, and obviously as they get more followers or fans and users on their creators' platforms, they can buy more of the fans utility token. Can we go into some details about the fans utility token for investors?
Yes, so there's going to be 500 million tokens from the start, and there's not going to be any more than that. And we have built it on the Polygon blockchain, which is EVM compatible. So EVM is the Ethereum virtual machine, so that it also works with traditional like NFTs and all that stuff. But it has the big benefit that that you have very low transaction fees, right? So on the platform itself, the payments are probably going to be made in ETH, or not probably. They will mostly be going to be made in ETH, and but everything else is obviously paid in the fence token, and you have the holding that gets you benefits. So you get access to the NFTs, to the NFT marketplace. You have benefits and discounts in the official front fence store. And all that stuff. So you can stake them. That's something we're also passionate about, because we feel like everyone who participates in the project, and be it just by paying money for it to be able to run, and for the creators to be able to make the content, we feel like they should have the possibility to share in the revenue that we generate. And we actually think, or we envision, or we plan to have $36 million in revenue in the first year alone. So if you feel like that's something that you want to have a part of, then the front fence token is the right way to go, because you'll be able to share in the revenue and in the fees that are paid on the platform. Now, if you want to go one step further, you can actually run your own node, but that's going to require a minimum holding, because we obviously want to make sure that we have a very safe network, and so we want people to run nodes that actually have some skin in the game, right? So that's just a few of the utilities, and also we're going to work day in and day out on making the front fence token just that much more attractive over time. And we're very excited because we also going to have a sort of a DAO, or at least some sort of governance to the token, because, as I said, the ownership should lie with the creators and the users and the community. And so that's why we want people to be able to make decisions on where the platform is going. And so that's another utility of the front fence token, that you will get the right to vote. And obviously, if you hold more, then your vote is going to count a little more, because we want to have the big decisions be made by the people who are actually invested in the platform.
I was going to ask that, if you were going to make it a governance token with DAO voting rights in the future, and you've answered that for us. Is it a low tax, zero tax token, the fans token as well?
Yes, we're not going to keep any tax from any transactions. Now, if you buy tokens on the platform, then as far as we're concerned, those tokens belong to you, and the money you put in belongs to you, and we don't want any of that. We just take a fee for whatever happens on the platform. But if you want to sell it, if you want to buy it, we're not going to have any barriers of entry or exit, for that matter. So yeah, it's not going to have any taxes.
And going back to the platform, will there be a fiat option for people that aren't involved in crypto, or will you sort of do tutorials, for people that are new to crypto, so how they can buy the subscriptions on the platform?
Right. So in the long run, we do hope, or we do not. We hope we plan that there's going to be some sort of on ramp and off ramp, so that you are able to actually buy funds with your credit card, for example. But even if you don't want to use your credit card, obviously there could be some hurdles or some barriers that you have to pass before you can use the platform. So, for example, being a Web3 platform and being fully anonymous obviously requires you to have a wallet. So that's the first step. You have to have some sort of wallet, and it's probably going to be MetaMask that you're going to use. So we want to make it as easy as possible for the people to get a wallet, to get sort of familiar with the whole workings of the crypto space. So maybe even if you are already familiar with the crypto space, you probably or possibly don't yet have the Polygon blockchain installed in your MetaMask wallet. So that's actually something that's going to happen automatically. So as soon as you have the wallet, everything from that point on is going to be just basically at the push of a button. And so that's something we're excited about, because we want to make the barriers of entry as low and as few as possible. And even for the wallet itself, maybe that's actually something that people will have a problem with, to install it and get going, create their addresses and all that. But the good thing about a platform is that we have these awesome creators and these awesome ambassadors. And so I think that the tutorials in that regard will probably be quite easy on the eye and a lot of fun. And people will learn them possibly quite quickly because they like to watch them so much.
Okay, great, Bobby. And yeah, I saw MetaMask is supported, but which other non-custodial wallets can creators and users use? Will Trust Wallet be supported and some of the other?
Well, we're not quite sure which wallets we will support. So MetaMask, being the number one browser wallet, will definitely be supported. There's possibly going to be the possibility of some hardware wallets even, and but we're not set on that yet. We'll have to see. We're definitely going to start with MetaMask, and then we have to see how well the other wallets will tie into that. So, for example, a lot of people use Trust Wallet, so that's obviously something that's very high on our priority list. But we have to see about that. So yeah.
And the Front Fans content sharing platform, what's the timeline for its launch and the fans utility token?
Mm-hmm. So the token will not have a pre-sale as such or a private sale as such. Now, obviously, we have some strategic investors. So, for example, GDA Capital, which is one of the, or if not the biggest crypto investment firm in the world, they have invested, and so there has been sort of a seed round, which is not very comparable to some private sale or whatever. But just full disclosure, there have been some tokens allocated. But apart from that, we have the team tokens, and then we have an IEO. So that's an initial exchange offering. And that's going to be on X Markets. So it's exmarkets.com on the 20th of July. It will start then. There's going to be 50 million tokens that are going to be sold through the IEO. And it's going to work as follows. So I'll just explain it real quick, and I think it's a really good concept, and it's very fair in my opinion. So 50 million token in total will be sold there, and it's going to be 2.5 million tokens each day. So every day at midnight, that's going to be UTC time. The clock resets, and the token clock resets as well. So there's going to be 2.5 million new tokens, and that's going to run for 20 days, as we have 50 million tokens in total. And the price starts at midnight at 4 cents per token, and then it's going to decrease over time at 5 cents per token, excuse me. And then it's going to decrease over time until it reaches its lowest price at 9 p.m., which is 3 cents. So the way this works is that if you wait a little longer, you might get a better price. But obviously, it's sort of a game of chicken, right? Because you don't know if maybe all the tokens will be snatched up when it hit 3.4 cents or something like that. And so we think that's very fair, because it eliminates, or at least it lowers the possibility of just one whale just buying it all up. And it gives everybody the opportunity to look for their own price, and to also get a new chance every day for 20 days to buy in before the token then launches. And so the actual launch is going to be in September. We're going to be starting the VIP access with our ambassadors and our creators in August. And so the launch itself, the platform launch, is then going to be in September.
And is there a smart contract audit going to be on the Front Fans content sharing platform and the token?
Yes. So I'm actually not quite sure which audits we are using. I'd have to ask that again. I can put it in the chat later, but I don't want to say anything wrong. But we're obviously going to be audited, and but it's also if you have a bit of experience with token contracts, obviously we try to make the contract as easy as possible, because we also want people to not struggle with using it, right? So, but there is going to be, obviously, we're going to be having an audit, or we actually have already already in the works with that. So that's all going to be ready to go once we launch the token.
And the front fans content sharing platform, is there any security needs to be around that? Will there be any tokens on the platform? Is it going to be web based, or are you going to be making an app in the future for iOS and Android?
So security obviously is a big thing in the crypto space, because we actually don't want any of the funds to go missing, obviously. And so there's the tokens you hold in your own wallet, right? So that's not an issue. That's just basically self-custodial, and we don't have anything to do with that. As soon as you buy them, they're yours. Now, obviously, you might at some point want to cash out, and so as we're a normally established company, we're just going to have a bank account, and we're not going to do anything with your money. So we're not going to invest it. We're not going to gamble with it. So we make sure that if, let's say, everyone who bought in wants to get their money back out, then you can. But we don't think that will happen. But if it happens, it should not be a problem. So yeah. And with the apps, yes, we do have that on our list. It's obviously not going to be ready from the get-go, and we have to see how well iOS and Android tie into this decentralized idea that we have with the platform. But yes, so for example, it might be that we do it as a sort of add-on, so that maybe not all the content will be available on the app, but for example, that you can chat with your creators through a messaging app that we develop, or something like that. So yeah, we're very we're still planning and still thinking about how we best approach this, but yeah, that's definitely on the list.
With the front fans content sharing platform, how does it work for tips and users giving tips to creators, and then the creators cashing that out? Is there like a charge when they cash it out? Is that how you make the profits on the platform?
So we make our profits mostly from the transaction fees on the platform. Now, if they cash out, then there might be a little fee, but it's as I said, it's not going to be anywhere near the prices that traditional platforms will take. But I actually think, especially in the first few days when we have our VIP and ambassador creators, we're not going to have any fees, and then after that we haven't quite decided yet if we do that, how high these fees will be. But as I said, we want the people to get the money they earned, and not take as much of it as is usually done.
I see, Bobby. And with the staking with the fans 2 token, I'm wondering how that works. Is it going to be unlocked staking for investors?
So it's gonna be not, you don't have to run a node or anything, and it's gonna be just a basic. Well, maybe some of you have already staked on like some platforms. It's just gonna be no luck staking for whatever period of time you want, and obviously the cash out in the end, or the APY, will vary a bit, because the more people stake, obviously the pool gets split into more pieces. But apart from that, we want this also to be as easy as possible. So that it's going to be just a normal staking algorithm. No big traps or hurdles there.
Bobby, and let's open it up to the rest of the team. If anyone's got a question for Bobby at front fans, go ahead.
Yeah, I was listening in, and it sounds great. I know a lot of people struggle with the anonymity part of things, and as you've mentioned, maybe later down the line, if you figure out a way to sort of have a fiat on ramp where it's more anonymous or things like this, I think it can be super cool. But yeah, I just have a few questions about the creators. So you're starting with some big names, and I'm wondering, did your team approach them? Is it a partnership? Are they under contract? How does it work with the creators that you already have on board? Do they have? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we have contracts with them so that they are definitely going to be on our platform. Now, obviously, we wanted to make sure that we don't just get like a lip service in the contractual sense from them, so that they just say, yeah, we'll check it out, and then later they don't come, or they fear that they're going to be kicked off whatever other platform they're in. And so these 400, or as I said, more than 400 already, they are signed up, and they are definitely going to be on the platform, as we have contracts with all of them. So there's no fear, or no risk of them just not showing up or whatever. So we're very excited about that, because it's going to be, I mean, 400 creators is already pretty good. I feel like there's going to be something for everyone on the platform, for every taste. And now, in the long term, we actually want to have more than 10,000 content creators. And but that's obviously going to be a way down the road. But yeah, so the people who we have right now, they are signed up. They are 100% going to be there, and with them, their 30 million social media followers, hopefully. So yeah.
Yeah, it sounds super good. And by any chance, is there like something in the contract that gets them to create, I don't know, dedicated or exclusive content for front fans? Because I know a lot of these creators, they have fans leagues, only fans, Patreons, and all that, and they sort of rehash the same content. So I'm wondering if there's something there that's kind of not forcing them, but encouraging them to create like exclusive content for you, and put something really original out there.
Well, so obviously, we do have to say that that for the users, it might be a bit of a, they might feel like, oh, why should I go to this decentralized platform? Now, obviously, you have the anonymity and all that, but for people who don't care about that, they might say, oh no, I'm going to stick to what I know, and whatever. And so the creators obviously have an incentive to get them over to front fans, their followers, to get them to buy whatever content they want through front fans, because the creators are going to keep more of that money that they make on the platform. And so that's obviously an incentive to possibly make content that is only available through front fans that they couldn't even get on the other platforms. But also, I think that with a few of them, we actually have also contracts that they should that they have to create some content, or we didn't force them, but they agreed to it, that they have to create some content exclusively on the platform. And now, also, I want to get back to a question that was asked by Glenn before, because I just remembered regarding the cash out from the creators. The creators are going to keep 80% of whatever they make, and we're going to take the rest. So that's much better than, for example, OnlyFans or whatever. So I just wanted to keep that get that straight, so no one is confused. Yeah, but to your question, I think there's going to be lots of incentives for the creators to focus on front fans, and put content out there, and accept as opposed to other platforms.
Yeah, it sounds super exciting, and I like the fact that you're already have all these creators, and they're gonna be sort of like some exclusivity to it. And when will
Yeah.
say everyday, not users but creators, when will they be able to sort of use your platform? Will it be open from the start for new creators to
Mhm.
sort of sign up, or how will it work?
Well, they can apply, obviously. Like, we want people to apply because we want the community to grow. We want the pool of creators to grow. However, as we want front fans to be a very free and open platform for everyone, we also want to make sure that it's a very safe environment. So obviously, you always have the problem that you might, if you just open it up for everyone, you have the problem that you might encounter every now and then minors to set up a creator profile and sell pictures that are showing them, and they are underage, right? So so we want to make absolutely sure that that doesn't even happen once, because as you know, the whole like crypto in connection with like deep web or dark web space has a sort of um, well, people always assume the worst, right? And so we want to make sure that give them any reason to believe that our platform is illegitimate in that sense. So that's why we have no open. We have open applications, but we don't just let anyone set up a content creator account. So in the future, there might be ways to make it permissionless, so that everybody, they don't need to apply, they don't need anything, they just set up their account. But that would require zero knowledge proof. I'm sure some of you have already heard that. So that would mean that we can make sure they are of legal age without them having to send over an actual copy of their ID or whatever. So that's what zero knowledge proof is about. That they prove to us they are over the age of let's say 18. It's in the States. It's different ages in other countries, without showing us actually like when they were born. So there's ways to achieve this, but that's a bit little ways down the road. So from the beginning, it's going to be the people we sign up that are going to be available on the platform.
Yeah, it sounds fair to me. Like I know there has to be some oversight. So having this
Exactly.
vetting process to it is probably the best way of going about it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds good. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for the question.
The questions, Acti, and I was wondering, with it being a zero tax token, it'd be quite easy to get to central exchanges. Are you planning central exchanges? And what's the marketing plans going forward for the front fans sharing platform and the fans token?
Yeah, so we actually, I know this is something that crypto people are always very excited about, and we are too. Like this was when we had the first centralized exchange approach. Obviously, that was a big achievement for us, and it was also by the help of obviously our investors who were in the space for quite some time. And so we have actually already some centralized exchange listings scheduled right from launch. We're not going to announce them right here and right now, but they are scheduled and set. And so that will possibly and hopefully generate a lot of hype, and also make the token more approachable for a lot of people. And then in terms of advertising, there's going to be a big announcement quite soon. We're not telling anyone about it yet, and we're also not quite sure when exactly we will announce it, but there's going to be massive advertising partners that we have. And it's not going to be your typical crypto project, whatever, Times Square billboard, which does well, not nothing, but not a lot. But we actually want to make some serious advertising, serious marketing. As I said, I have a marketing background, and so that's something that's up my alley. So we want to make sure that as this is a legit company and a serious company, we also want to make sure that the marketing sort of fits that. And so yeah, that's going to be announced soon. And obviously, as I said, we hope, or we actually feel like that's sort of a given, that a lot of the hype and a lot of the people are actually going to come without us ourselves having to lift a finger, because the creators have such large followings on social media. And as you know, social media marketing itself is a big deal, and we more or less get it for free, with millions of people seeing the content and seeing the new platform through the social media accounts of our creators. So that's also something obviously we're super excited about, and that's gonna be a great kickstart for the project.
Okay, great, Bobby. And what stage are we at for investors to get involved with the fans token? When's the next opportunity for investors to invest in that?
Mm-hmm. Right. So the next, and also the first opportunity for anyone really. So as I said, we didn't have any privileges in terms of private sales or whatever. Is going to be on the 20th of July, and that's going to be right at midnight GMT 0 time. On exmarkets.com. So that's one word, exmarkets.com/frontfans. You can already sort of get a general idea if you type that into your browser, how it will work. And so that, yeah, that's the 20th of July at midnight. That's when everyone can get their hands on some fans token right from the get-go, before the token then gets launched on, for example, centralized exchanges and all that.
Okay, awesome. 20th of July, that's great. And what's like the minimum contribution, maximum contribution going to be for investors?
I'm actually not sure if there is a minimum contribution. I'd have to check that back. I don't want to say anything wrong here, but as I said, we try to make it as easy for people to get their hands on all things that are connected to the platform. So I'm not quite sure, but if there is any minimum, I'm sure it will be maybe a couple $100, not very much.
Great. And will there be any vesting periods on early investors getting into the token?
Not on the IEO, no. So obviously, we as a team, we also have our own interest in not selling any of the tokens before it gets necessary, right? So maybe some ways down the road, there's going to be some project updates that we have to finance or something like that. But actually, even then, we don't want to actually touch the tokens themselves, because we have these awesome investors and these awesome strategic investors, the investment firm that I mentioned, GDI Capital. So that's where the money comes from. But for all the other people, there's not going to be any vesting, as far as I know. So let me see right now. We have for the IEO buyers, there's going to be, you get 100% of your tokens once the token get launched on the decentralized exchanges. So for everyone else, from the strategic launch round, we have a 15 months vesting period. And so yeah, if you buy the IEO, you get your tokens right away, and you can do whatever you want with them.
I see. Great, Bobby. Let's open it up now to investor questions. Let's see, Syed, you had a question for Bobby at Front Fans. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. I have a few questions. So I was going through your white paper, and it's mentioned that users can have access to one-on-one private show with their favorite content creator, and as well as paid messages will also be there. And you also mentioned about this messaging app. So I want to know that will these video calls and the private messages be end-to-end encrypted?
Yes. We, as I said, we are very, very big on anonymity and on privacy, and so that's obviously something that we're making sure of, that that there's no leaks or whatever, and it's also in the interest of the creators, obviously, because they don't want any of their content to be stolen by someone or something like that. So yeah, it's all going to be encrypted.
Okay, and the videos which the content creators upload, where will these video be stored?
So, well, we can't store them on the blockchain. Like, videos are just way too large, and even the usual NFTs that you see that are supposed to be on the blockchain, the pictures themselves are usually just on the mostly are on the IPFS, but some of them are just lying in some Google Drive or whatever, and you basically have the link in the NFT, and so we're gonna have them just laying on basically just servers. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Moving to my next question. So it was also mentioned on white paper that creators can have two type of subscriptions. One is basic, and other is for the premium creators subscription to earn their rewards or Ethereum. I was thinking that if any new content creator wants to share the content without any subscription fee, will it be possible initially?
Yeah, so as I said, we want to give our creators the freedom they would like to have, and that they sort of miss on some other platforms. So if they feel like giving out freebies, then they are very welcome to that. We're not gonna put any roadblocks in that way. And it might be a good idea for them to do that, because obviously people, before they pay anything, they might want to know what they get into, especially if they are a bit lesser known creators, then yeah, they can do that.
Okay, got it. So I also want to know that do you have any plan in future for maybe creating separate platform or section for creators other than adult and mature contents?
Well, I mean, technically, the platform is open for any type of content, right? Obviously, right now we're vetting the people who come on, but in the future that might change. But if we see that the project is as well adopted as we think it will be, then it might be a good idea to have other content be sort of in a separate project. But that's we're going to concentrate very hard, and we're going to have a lot of focus to make this one big first, and if we see that it works out the way we envision it to, then we might start a second project, for example, for just normal video content or whatever. But right now we're gonna concentrate on this one.
Okay, got it. And will there be any rating system for the content creators as well? And how will it work? I mean, will the viewers be contributing towards the rating of the creators, or your team will be rating the creators depending on various their views or other statistics?
We haven't really decided on that yet. So one thing that obviously we will want to do is that we want to sort of have some of the creators like front and center on the homepage, for example, so that people are going to the profile. But if we want them to be rated, we're not sure yet. So yeah, no, I can't give you a definitive answer on that, because being a very sort of intimate thing, the content that they produce there, maybe it might not be the greatest idea to have ratings on there. But on the other hand, obviously we want the people to get a lot of quality for their money, and to make educated decisions on where to put their money. So that would obviously be a reason for having ratings. I'll check back with the team, or maybe I'll send a message in the chat later, because I'm actually not quite sure if we have decided on anything there.
Okay, got it. And at the moment, are there any requirements for creator to sign up on your platform? I mean, do creators have to have certain specified number of fan following on social media?
No, it's not gonna. I mean, they have to be of a certain quality, and sort of their content has to be of a high quality, because obviously, especially in the beginning, we want people to come to the platform and see it exactly what we envision the platform to be, which is a high quality, decentralized Web3 adult content creation platform, right? And so right now, obviously, we've vetted all of them, but we don't have a catalog of like adjectives that or whatever that they have to meet. No, we want people to be free on the platform, and so that's why we don't want to have as many restrictions. But obviously, right now, we try to get the best of the best, right? But the social media following that's just a nice to have. It wasn't a requirement.
Okay, got it. Thank you for explaining that. Thank you so much. Over to you, Glenn.
Yeah, thank you for your question.
Question, Syed. Let's see, Venice, you had a question for Bobby at Front Fans. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Glenn. Actually, I was curious to know that if some fan want to send a tip to their favorite creator or some kind of gift to the creators, then will there be any way to do this? And also, can user request creators to have a special one live feed with them?
So I'm not sure if with the first part of the question you meant like real life gifts. Well, we wouldn't encourage anyone to put. Well, I mean, they can put a postbox address in there. That will probably be fine. But apart from that, on the platform itself, you can tip them whenever you like. And you can also send them a tip or send them money when they're not having live show right now. So that will definitely work. And the second part, oh yeah, so the one-on-one shows, obviously, like if I mean, those are probably, at least that's what the team would argue from experience, those are probably going to be the most expensive things you can buy on the platform, apart from maybe the NFTs later. But yeah, that's definitely going to be possible.
Okay, awesome. And will the creators have a control of the subscription settings, like how they want to give subscription to their fans, and also they decide the pricing of the subscriptions themselves?
Yes, they can do that, especially once we launch the blockchain and they have their own creator coins. Now that they can just go haywire with that. They can just decide on every little detail and on every benefit that the creator coin will give their holders. So yeah, that's one of the core ideas, is that we want to give the creators real ownership on our platform, so that they have it all in their own hands. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm also curious to know that how will you go about empowering content creators using the tools you have to promote their content or sell NFTs and merchandises? Are there any specific skills you want to teach them before they can sell their content on front fence?
hmm So obviously, we're gonna brief them on the very basics that they need to have their content on the platform, to use them, to cash in, cash out, and all of that. And so when it comes to NFTs, obviously we aspire to make it as easy as possible for the creators. So basically, we want them to make the content, to make the visuals, to make the sounds, whatever, and basically just upload it as they would normally onto whatever platform they were currently using. And we hope that the NFT part is gonna be just more or less automatically done behind the scenes, sort of. So well, uh, we think that the creators are excited enough to be able to learn all of that quite quickly, but we think that they might not even have to, because we give them all the tools they need, and they're going to be very intuitive, and so yeah, that they are all going to be able to upload their NFTs, to sell their NFTs, to start the live shows. That's not going to be a problem for them.
Okay, and will there be any reward for the top creators who bring maximum amount of traffic and revenue to the platform?
Um, So, well, first of all, they obviously automatically sort of get a reward, because they have a lot of traffic on their own profile then. But yeah, I mean, we definitely feel like one thing that's so nice about decentralized projects and crypto projects and Web3 websites is that everyone can sort of have well, have equity in the project itself, right? And so that's obviously something that we're also very keen on for front fans. And so I don't see a reason why they shouldn't be rewarded for bringing people in, because obviously that's one of our top priorities, is to grow the community. Yeah.
Okay, that's great, and thank you so much for answering all my questions.
Thanks for your question.
Your questions, Venice. Let's see, Western Beast, you had a question for Bobby at Front Fans. Go ahead. I've just got to unmute you. Here we go. Go ahead, Western Beast.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Hi, Bobby.
Hi.
All right. I've gone through your project and it seems quite interesting. Here's my first question. I saw on your website that holders of funds will have voting rights on the platform with a slight skew towards the creator vote. This skew allows creator voices to be heard while balancing fan opinions. So my question there is that can they vote on, and are there moderators to ensure that these votes are actually cast fairly?
So as the votes are gonna be on the blockchain, they are gonna be 100% counted, and so I think blockchain voting systems are actually uh, pos- probably the safest and most secure and most fair voting systems there are. So obviously, one thing that many people fear is that, well, I know I can vote, but how do I decide what we can vote on, right? So that's something that we also want to make sure that the people are able to not only vote on the ideas that we have, but to also bring in their own ideas, because we're building the platform. We're so deep in this tunnel, right? And so sometimes you don't even see um, some solutions that might be great for the platform. And so that's why we are very happy if people want to bring in their own ideas, because after all, at the end of the day, the platform has to be for the community, right? And they have to use it. We have to make sure they like it. We have to make sure they come back. And so there's nothing better than ideas from the community, and then in the second step, also votes by the community. And so we want everyone to be heard, and there's going to be a system in place that all the ideas that should make it to a vote will actually be heard and be voted on.
Okay, that's a great answer. And I understand that concept now. Here's my second question, still concerning the votes. How would the votes be implemented? How's the count rate at? Would those with higher token amounts have more voting power on your system?
Yes, that's going to be the case, because obviously one thing with decentralized wallets is that you can create as many wallet addresses as you want, right? And so we want to make sure that there's not going to be people who just make 100 wallet addresses and put one token in each of them, and then vote with 100 times the power they should have. So the voting power is going to be based on the amount of tokens that wallet holds. So if you have two wallets and they both hold a lot of tokens, then obviously that's also fine. If you hold 100 wallets with one token each, then you can vote with all the wallets you have, but they are going to have the voting. Well, the vote will have the weight of one token, and it's not going to be like that you can just increase your voting rights by making several wallets. So yeah, the more you hold, the better for you, and the more your vote will count.
Okay, I also understand that now. Here's my next question. I also saw that you can sell both NFTs and physical goods to your fans, plus get paid faster and more securely with less censorship, meaning better monetization of your content. My question on this statement now is that, does this mean that I saw that on your white paper you'll be having a marketplace for the NFTs and the goods. Usually, this merchandise, will the content creators be solely responsible for the delivery of the physical merchandise, or will front fans provide these content creators with a subsidy of some sort?
No, so we want to make sure that the creators can concentrate on creating, and then if there's going to be something like all the logistics around this, and especially with the NFTs, obviously, we're going to make sure that that's all set up for them. Now, if they want to sell individual physical merchandise, then they can obviously also just maybe they have their own shop, maybe they want to take care of delivery and all that themselves, but we're going to help them as much as we can to make it as seamless as possible, and to make it as a good experience as possible for them and also for the customers, obviously.
All right, Bobby. That's quite great. You actually do have your creators in good faith and in good heart. Here's my last question. I saw on your white paper that a creator can decide whether they want to participate in the platform-wide discount structure for users holding the native token funds as detailed. This means that creators can lower the barrier to entry for their users, allowing a platform-wide discount applied to their product, service, or subscriptions. My question to this statement is, I'm asking, when this barrier is lowered, doesn't this put the content creator at a disadvantage, or doesn't this put front fans at a disadvantage?
Well, it actually puts everyone at an advantage, right? Because the barrier is lower for the users, so they have it easier to get to the platform, to experience the platform, to start off on the platform. It's better for us because we get more traffic and more transaction on the platform. That means more money for the project, and it's better for the creators because they get more people involved in their content, right? So it's actually a win-win-win situation. But we don't want to force anyone to give discounts, so they can decide themselves if they want to do that or not. We feel like it would be a good incentive for the users to get involved in this creator's content and this creator's profile and the services they offer. and also probably or possibly there's going to be some sort of discover page, and then maybe there's going to be like a badge or something like that where it says like discounts available or something like that, so that they stand out a little from the crowd. So there's going to be lots of incentives for everyone and lots of advantages for everyone if they utilize the discounts, but we don't force anyone.
All right, Bobby. Sorry, I knew that was my last question, but I just remembered a quick one. Would you be allowing your creators to create the concept of hardware NFTs?
Hardware NFTs, so you mean like physical things that have like a QR code or something that leads to an NFT site, or?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, an object or a merchandise that acts as hardware NFT.
Yeah, so obviously that's a great utilization of NFTs, and we are very much for that, and we will make sure that that the creators have it easy to do even that. So obviously that's a bit more complex, but we think that it's a great opportunity for people to actually have something in their hand for which they can prove that it came directly from their creator. And so yeah, that's definitely something we'll enable the creators to do.
Maybe it's cut off there. Thank you very much for the questions, Western Beast. We've run out of time today now, but it's been great speaking to Bobby at Front Fans. Front Fans Web3 content sharing platform is a great idea, and keeping your anonymity. No account, email, or credit card is needed to set up. So that's really exciting stuff for our investors. July the 20th is when investors can get involved. So check out the website, white paper, and the official socials there in our main chat. But as we always say for Welcome to Community Investors, AMAs are for research and educational purposes. It's not financial advice. And like I say, if you've got any questions afterwards, check out the socials in our main chat and head over. Are you mainly on Telegram or Discord, Bobby?
We're mainly on Telegram, so you can just join us there, ask all the questions. Maybe you didn't get a chance to answer them today, or maybe you just get some questions today or tomorrow, or whatever. There's always someone there that will make sure to answer them, and we're very happy to welcome you in our community. We think this is going to be a great project. We're excited for welcoming a big community to this awesome project that we're going to launch very soon. And yeah, so check us out on Telegram, ask your questions, just enjoy the company there. We're gonna have some, let's say, some visual stuff going on in the Telegram very soon. Some AMAs that are gonna be video enabled, and so I think everyone should just join and enjoy the ride.
Awesome, Bobby. Yeah, I think we've got 5 whitelist spots to give away today as well. I think we're going to do that on Spin the Wheel, and $250 to 2 lucky winners as well that join the AMA today. I think
Great.
Are you there to spin the wheel? Awesome.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen with the wheel so everybody can see.
Yeah.
Let me know when it's coming through so I can start spinning away.
It's there.
Yeah, it's there. All right, I'll shuffle it a bit. And let's get the first 5 spins will be the whitelists, and then the last 2 will be the money prizes, the $50 each. We'll do it that way so everybody knows what's going on. And I'll grab all your IDs. We'll either post them in our main chat for everybody to see, or Dizzle probably will just DM you guys for your wallets. And yeah, come 21st, I believe it is, you'll be able to use that to get involved really early. Okay, I'm just grabbing everyone's IDs here. And as Glenn mentioned, we do have the chat still locked, so make sure you follow the official links, get over there safely. And I believe this is some of the most interesting times when the market's not as it was, let's say, a year ago when it was like in full bull, and now it's a little bit on a small I don't know, I don't want to say downtrend, but it's crabbing a little bit. So this is the best time to look for things that excite you. This is the best time to look for teams that are building something cool. This is a time when you want to get early on projects that you love. So if you do hear something that you like, if something tickles your fancy, make sure to do just a little bit more research there. You know, engage with the community, read all the documentation, and as you can see, these guys, at least, they're pretty upfront about everything, so I'm sure they'll answer any and all of your questions. And let me see, I think this is the 5th winner already. Let me just count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay, so these are going to be the whitelist winners, and let's do 2 more spins for the cash prizes. And this is the first $50 prize. Congratulations, Mr. or Mrs. And the second $50 prize winner is this gentleman or lady. Let me grab your ID. Here it is. Oh no, this is our music bot. I'm gonna remove this one and we'll respin it. And there we go. Jennifer. Okay, congratulations, guys. We'll get in touch and get your wallets and send over the prizes. And thank you very much for coming.